This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So yesterday we finished the animation part, right? So today we are going to learn about the selectors, CSS selectors. Okay. So what you know about the CSS selectors? Mainly, we used already some of the selectors. So why we are using the selectors? How many types of the selectors so far we used? Can you tell me anyone? Another Purva?
Yeah, we use a class selector and group selector
Okay.
and tag
Class,
selector.
tag selector and class selector, and we use some. I teach about some child selector and group selector also. But group selector I didn't use in the class. I teach you about the group selectors, like from H1 to H6. If you want to apply any some same color, okay, same font or any background color, okay, you can apply for all the from H1 to H selectors, right? So when you want to apply the same CSS for multiple selectors, you can apply using by the comma, separating by comma. You can use any type selector like tag selector or class selector, even ID also. Okay, you can use all these three type selectors as a group. Okay, and you can apply CSS instead of writing multiple lines, multiple selectors. Okay, so you can optimize and you can use the group selectors to apply the same CSS for multiple selectors. Okay. Let me test this. Okay, so for the other selectors, like so these you can say these are all selectors. We can say common selectors. Okay, and some complex the child selectors and the group selectors. Out of this, we have sibling selectors like attribute selectors. Okay, like you can say they're like complex selectors also. So all these selectors we are going to use in the CSS, and this is very useful to apply CSS in dynamic way. Okay, for example, I have 10 paragraphs or 10 list items in the page. I want to apply some specific CSS on the first LI or in the middle of the LI or in the last LI. Okay, or any like random LI, like odd number LI or even number LI. Okay, so that we can target using these complex selectors and we can apply a CSS. CSS means anything, like suppose font name, font size, color, okay, background color, underline, okay, or increasing font size. Any CSS you can apply by targeting these selectors. Okay, so far we use just common selectors, common child selectors and group selectors. Okay, now I'm going to teach that complex selectors. Okay, I'm going to take the new page for this. Let me put a new page. Let's say CSS selectors .html. Okay, so this is like just a blank page. Just say here. So I will use the internal CSS within the page. Style open tag, close tag. Okay. So for use, like for example, class selector. Okay, and like a type selector. You can say like any H1 or H2 or paragraph, any tag, any HTML tag. You can say HTML type selector also. Okay, and another one is ID selector. Okay, like this. Three tags, three selectors we use till now. Okay, like on group selectors, like from H1 to H6, for example, H1, H2. Okay, and for example, class also. We can use the class selector in the group also. Okay, suppose you can say class. At the same time, you can use the ID also. Okay, like this. Okay, so this you can use class selector. Okay, so the first one is class selector, and here the second one is group selectors. Okay, and the third one is the ID selector. Okay, and another one is like here you can say, for example, div. Okay, and then for example, paragraph. Okay, this we can say uh, the child selector. Child selector and direct applying selector also you can say. Here you can say mainly. Okay, so till now used all these type selectors like a class selector, child selector. Okay, and H1, H2 class ID like group selectors and ID selectors. Okay, so these are all we can say some common selectors. Out of this common selectors, some advanced selectors are there like attribute selector, like any some special symbol or so special characters. Okay, and some any order like first, last, in middle. Okay, a random number. Okay, and some order like for example odd number selectors. Okay, and even number selectors. By applying these selectors, we can target any element in the web page. Okay, and we can apply the CSS. So that is in some kind of dynamic way. We can find any element in the HTML page and we can apply. Okay, so these are like the main common selectors, and here I will use some of the selectors. For example, here. Okay, so in the content, in the body content, I'm going to use like paragraph tag and using some content from the paragraph. Okay, so this is my first paragraph. Okay, so 3 paragraphs I have in my web page. Okay, so once we apply any CSS by using the paragraph tag, okay, the CSS will apply all 3 paragraphs. For example, the CSS, okay, so in the CSS, once you set p tag, like type selectors, and suppose if you say color, okay, color, I'm going to say some chocolate color something. Okay, so that means the chocolate color will apply all 3 paragraph text. Okay, so here suppose I want to apply some other color for the first paragraph or second paragraph or third paragraph. Okay, so here you can say the paragraph tag and use colon, like you can say first child. So first child nothing but here the first paragraph in the page. Okay, p colon first child. So first child nothing but if you have 10 paragraphs, so from the 10 paragraphs I'm going to target the first paragraph. Okay, so here you can say some other color. Color, let's say here some any other, some like suppose dark blue. See, so now the first paragraph is applied the blue color. So instead of writing any multiple lines, suppose class class selector, creating the class selector and applying on the paragraph tag. Okay, so we can use the direct first child paragraph and you can apply some other CSS. Now we can apply any other CSS, suppose font size, okay, font name, underline, background color, we can apply to the first paragraph. Okay, just by changing one selector we can target any other element. Suppose I want to apply the last paragraph, that means the last paragraph, the last paragraph. So now it will apply on the last paragraph. Last, instead of first you need to say the last child, like this. Okay, the same selectors we are going to use in the JavaScript and jQuery also. So these selectors help in the JavaScript and jQuery also. Okay, first we need to find any elements in the page and we can apply any some interaction like JavaScript interaction or jQuery interaction. Okay, so here it is very easy to apply in the CSS, just writing your selector and applying some CSS. Okay, and another one is like in the paragraph, suppose I want to apply some little bit CSS for the first letter on every paragraph, only first letter, not all the text. Okay, so here I'm going to say the first paragraph, you can say first letter. So first letter in every paragraph. I'm going to apply let's say, for example, font size. I want to increase the font size, let's say suppose 30 pixels. So in every paragraph the first letter should be that 30 pixels, the font size. See, so in every paragraph, how many paragraph is doesn't matter. So in every paragraph the font size 30 pixels is applied. And you can apply some other CSS also for the spacing purpose. Margin, let's say margin 10 pixels for the spacing purpose, you can say. So different looks and different presentation for highlighting the first letter on every paragraph. Okay, and you can apply other CSS also. Suppose we can say font weight, you can say bold, okay, and let's say text decoration, underline. Then you can apply any CSS to that first letter. So like this. Okay, so like this we can target any particular element based on our selector, and we can apply our CSS. Okay, and we can apply CSS for the first letter on every paragraph. Okay, now we targeted the last child. Okay, and now I want to apply different CSS for 3 parents. For the first paragraph some CSS, and the second paragraph some other CSS, and third paragraph also some other CSS. Okay, so how we can apply some different CSS? Do you guess it? How we can apply out of these selectors? How we can apply the different CSS on each and every paragraph? Hello, Ananta.
Yeah.
Can you guess it, Apurva? Like I need some custom CSS on each and every paragraph. First paragraph some CSS, second paragraph some other CSS, and third paragraph some other CSS. It is like instant CSS. Okay, using some user-defined classes. User-defined classes, you can apply any CSS to 3 individual paragraphs. Otherwise, we cannot apply using these selectors. So using these selectors, we can target any like specific target. As per our selectors like first child, last child, you can target first and last. Okay, and using the nth child also, you can target any like second child, second number of paragraph, or fifth number of paragraph. By saying paragraph number, you can target. Okay, like this we can use, but for each and every paragraph, if you want to apply some different CSS like custom CSS, so in that case we need to use the class selector. Okay, so we need to create some class with the like paragraph 1 class, paragraph 2 class, paragraph 3 class. Okay, and you can apply the CSS to all 3 paragraphs. Okay, so that is just kind of like a static way. Static way means you need to create one class, okay, and you need to apply on the paragraph stack also. So without applying the class, the CSS will not work. So that means the CSS will not apply.
Okay.
Okay, so like this we can apply some dynamic CSS using these selectors like child selector, the complex selectors, the first letter, last child, first child, nth child, odd number, even number, like this. Okay, and this is like some kind of using more CSS, and they can apply the static CSS. So this should be applied manually. Otherwise, the CSS will not apply. Okay, so for example, here I have 10 list items. Let's say here UL. I have, suppose here you can say unordered list item. So okay, now I have around how many? 8 list items I have. Okay, the default styling, the black color, the bullet point, space, and the default font, default size. Okay, that is comes from the HTML basic styling. Okay, now I want to apply different font size, different color. Okay, and suppose we want to remove the bullet point, you can use and you can find any some specific li using the selector, and you can apply the css. Okay, so here let's say ul li. Okay, let's say li. Suppose if you say color, okay, so for example here you can say blue color. So this blue color will target all LIs in the web page. Okay, so here I'm going to say LI first child. Here also first child, let's say some other color. So again here I'm going to say black color, which is the default one. Okay, so black color is applied, and now another selector LI last child. Here I'm going to say the color, let's say some crimson color something. Yeah, the first one is black color and the last one is crimson color, and the other like default CSS. So like from second to 7 list items applied the same color which I applied using the direct selector, like default selector. Okay, so out of this I want to apply for example second or fifth or eighth. Okay, so I want to apply some other CSS. So for that we can use nth child. So nth child nothing but the number of child. So number of li, either second, fifth, 7, 9, 10, whatever the number of the child number we are going to target. Okay, so for this we are going to use li colon nth child. So in the brackets, okay, in the round brackets you can target any number of li. Suppose if you say the 5, so here I'm going to apply for example for the different CSS font size I'm going to say 25 pixels. So that means the font size 25 pixel apply on the fifth li. That means fifth child element from the total LIs. See, so first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, so that the fifth li is applied the font size. So like this, using the nth child and providing the number of nth child number, and you can apply the CSS. Okay, so for example here I want to apply, let's say here suppose let's say 3. So now I targeted third li. Okay, so that means it's apply only on the first third. So I want to apply every third. So this is first third. Okay, and this is second third. Suppose I have two more elements, again third li also should be applied. Okay, so for targeting every third, every fifth or every second, this we can say 3n. So that means 3n means every third element, every third li. I can say 3n, we can apply every third element like first third and second third, like this. Okay, got it. In this, how to target any specific selectors, like using the nth child, you can provide like this. Okay, the same way, any like alternative elements. For the alternative elements, you can target by using odd number or even number. If you say odd number, it will target the first, third, fifth, seventh. Like if you say even number, it will target second, fourth, sixth elements. Okay, let's use those also. And let's say here, for example, li colon. Here you can say nth child. Here you can say odd number. You can say directly odd number. So odd number means every the first, third, fifth, and all. Okay, so let's say here I'm going to say background color, and let's say some like a dark gray color. Okay, so that means every odd number LIs should be applied the background color gray. See, every odd number, first, third, fifth, seventh, like this. Okay, and the same time we can apply even number also. Li nth child, nth child, here you can say even number. And here also I'm going to apply the background color. Let's say some other dark khaki, something like this. See, now we can apply odd number is one background color, and even number is one background color. Okay, so like this we can apply different CSS.
Okay.
Okay, so is it clear? Anything doubt?
No.
It's clear, right? So using these selectors, these are all some like complex selectors, or you can say some dynamic selectors also, like first child, last child, nth child, like odd number and even number. And suppose if you want to target any one number, just you can say your element number, like whatever it's not fixed for the li, you can target any element. Instead of li, you can say paragraph, you can say div. Okay, you can say any element. Okay, so is it clear, Apurva?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So these are some of the selectors, and other one is attribute selectors. So here attribute means what I teach you, attribute in the HTML tag. I give you some example about attribute selectors. For example, let's say here again these ULs, I'm going to use these LIs. Let's say here the PDF document, okay, and some other format documents. Can you providing some download option? Okay, so we are providing some different format of the file, like PDF format, Word document or image format. Okay, and like for example, video, audio formats. We're providing different formats. At the same time, we can provide that relevant icon also, that format icon. Okay, PDF means PDF icon. Okay, Word means Word icon. Okay, so here I'm going to say Word document, and here you can say image file, something image file. Okay, and you can say one more for the media like audio or video. Okay, suppose here you can say video. Okay, so here in the list items I mentioned four different formats files. Okay, when you click on the first, the PDF file will be download. The click on the Word document, it will download the Word format file. Okay, let's say like anchor also. Href, let's say here time being hash. Okay, so now all the text in the hyperlink. So the same is applying on these also. Okay, let me put on the comment alias CSS. Yeah, now the plain li and hyperlink basic style. Okay, so that is underline text color blue and li bullet. Okay, so that is basic CSS. Okay, so now I want to apply some CSS. So when you say the PDF document, the left side instead of bullet, it should show the PDF icon. Like the same way other three like word icon, image icon or video icon. Okay, so like using these selectors, like you can say this, you can say attribute selectors. So attribute selectors means here. So what is the attribute means? I teach you already. Suppose here, so any element, inside element, if you use any like this, href hash. So href is attribute name and hash is attribute value. You got it?
Yeah.
So that is called href attributes. So now we are going to target using the attribute. Okay, suppose here if you say for example dot PDF. Okay, wherever the dot PDF you have in the page, okay, it will target on the PDF attribute and the icon will be applied from your path. So got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so like this you can give any like attribute name, like href is common for all, so that we cannot target by using the href because href common for all LIs. So once you target href, it will apply same icon on the four anchors, four listed, so that we are targeting by attribute value. So you can apply the different format of the extension for the four files. Okay, let's say the second one is dot PDF, the word, like the word means doc, like this. Okay, and then here the third one is IMG. For example, IMG, you can say different format, like you can say JPG or PNG, okay, or any other like GIF format also we can say here. Okay, so here the fourth one is dot, like you can say MP4, like this. Okay, so like using the extension, the file extension, you can target all these four elements and you can apply different icons. Okay, let's download first some icons, the PDF, doc, JPEG, MP4. Okay, let me download some icons from this. Application icons, let's say application icons. Software application icons. Query come like some common icons. Let's say specific keyword. The first one is PDF application icon. Yeah, you will get this. It's a small icon. Okay, so this is the PDF icon. I'm going to use PDF format for on the transparent background. Okay, and what is the second one? Word. Okay, let's say you can find it here itself. Some other formats, Word, Word. Okay, so these are all PDFs only. Let's say here itself, doc. Yeah, you can use this one. You can buy you can buy size also from this drop down icon size. Here we need only small icon around 14 pixels or 20 or 24 like this you can use. So I'm going to download 16 pixel icon. Okay, and third one is image icon. So suitable. This is like these are all the first price like a premium version. Okay, we can download it. So this also premium. Yes, I can. Okay, and the last one is the video one. Okay, so we can use this. Use any other, like for example, YouTube example or this one. You can use any all the many options are there. Let's say here. Okay, so now I got all four file format icons. Let me open it. Okay, this time copying four icons. I'm going to my folder, the root folder, the surname class, and images folder, and you can keep on this. The four icons. Compile the image doc. I think PDF is bigger one. Oh, it's around 512. Okay. Anyhow, you can customize with the CSS size. No need to worry about. Anyhow, we can download the same size of icon. The PDF. (16 pixel). Yeah. Okay. So now using all these four icons, we can apply the four list items. Suppose the first one should be PDF icon and the word icon, image icon, and video icon. So before going to apply, what we should do? So first of all, we need to remove the bullet points. Okay, let me do that one first on the LIs section. Okay, and you use already the LIs. Okay, let's say here the list style. Let's say none. So to remove the bullet points, and you can apply some other CSS, the removing the underline and applying some colors also for the anchor. And here you can say li anchor. So these selectors we can say child selector or immediate available selector. So that means immediate available means inside li we have immediate selector anchor. Okay, and you can say child selectors. Now I'm going to remove the text decoration, like removing the underline. Remove underline, and let's say the color also, the color, and let's say some dark red or something. Okay, so this is common CSS, removing underline, removing the bullet points, and applying some different color. Okay, so this is common selectors and common CSS. Now we are going to apply the attribute CSS. Okay, let's say here li anchor. So here, so first we need to call that image as a background image. Okay, so here by using the background image, where it is inside URL, you can say for example / images. Okay, let's say first let me check this one, images, images / background image, URL images. Let's say first one, the PDF dot PDF, but file extension and file name. Don't confuse here. The first video is file name and second video is file extension. No, it's not applying. So let's say in the selectors.
The image is they spelled wrong.
Okay, please. No, still it's not applied. So here actually, so we need to say the attribute in the selector. So this is like a common selector, right? So here in the anchor tag, we're going to target the attribute selector, right? So in the selector also you need to specify the attribute. So let's say in the some where we used yeah, in the forms, maybe in the HTML5 forms, I targeted one specific element on last element on the form, like a submit button. Do you remember? Okay, so I have around 10 input boxes, and for the submit also I use the input box. Okay, so for the submit box I targeted using the attribute selector by saying type submit.
Submit, right?
Right. Okay, so like this we need to mention the type also here. What type of selector, what type of attribute. Okay, so here we need to use the type also here. The type, what type means like attribute here. Okay, let's say here in the square brackets you can say href, that is our attribute name. Okay, and then dollar symbol, and then is equal to and dot pdf, like this you can say. So this is our attribute selector. Like this way you can target any file format. So href dollar is equal the dot pdf. So inside li all anchors will apply on this paragraph pdf attribute selectors. So once the page is loading, it will find all the pdf attribute selectors and this icon will apply. Okay, so not only here, entire your page, suppose you have the different section used like multiple times, like 4 times, 5 times, 7 or 10 times. So it will find all elements. Okay, and you will apply the background icon, the PDF. Okay, so let me check this one. Like some of the problem, I think maybe only 2 dot were in the same folder. Let me check this. Did we say that extension in the HTML? Yeah. So here hash and PD. Hash.pdf and our href.pdf, right? No, actually, we are in the right path. It should show some auto complete. Like for example, when I type the images, it's not showing. Just showing. I think we are in the not right path. Let me check the path. Images 7 a.m. class images. Okay, and on the icons. So where is our this CSS attributes, CSS selectors? Yeah, this is, yeah, of course inside images we have all the icons. Yeah, this is correct. The background image, let's always images slash PDF dot PDF. Images slash PDF dot PDF. Hmm. Okay, okay. Let me do apply some CSS. Let's say then let me apply the padding and margin. Padding 0 and margin 0. So the default space removing. Okay. Okay. So now I remove the default space on the UL and the LI. Okay. And here, let's say the first anchor. Okay. 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 So here we need to say the position of the icon also on the direct anchor. Okay, and then in the specific file format, just we can link the image. Okay, and in the common selector, we need to see the background position, all these, like for example color. Okay, and repeating, no repeat, we need to say the background CSS on the all anchors. That is, we can say common CSS for all the anchor tags. Okay, let's say first we here the background position. Okay, background position, you can say left, first top left, first x-axis like left, and then top. Okay, background left and 0. And let's say some space also on the left side. Padding left somewhere around 20 pixels or something. Background position left. Okay, okay, it should not repeat also. Background repeat, no repeat. Okay, that is common CSS for anchor tag. And coming to the specific format of icon, I use the attribute and link the image. No, then say here href $equal dot PDF. Everything is correct. Okay, so then let's say direct selector. Let me check this one. Let's say, for example, here the left is 0, and here you can say 20% or something. Okay. Set the background images of an element and text. URL image. No. Let's check the images how it is. Let's say here, yeah, this is correct. PDF only. Oh shit. Oh, okay. PDF dot png. I should give the dot png. So the file extension is in the PDF PNG format. You got it?
Yeah. Mhm.
So here I said both the PDF dot PDF. I got confused. So the PDF is the file name, and the PDF is it's a file format. Okay, so what is our file format? Let's say PNG. I think it should work now. No. Let's say remove it. Yeah, now I got it. Okay, so here double dot slash is not required. So why we are using a double slash, double dot slash means with icon path is out of your HTML CSS folder. Okay, suppose out of the folder, you need to give the double dot and slash. So the style sheet is in CSS folder and image is image folder. So all these two files within the folder. So no need to give the double dot slash. Okay, when it is outside of your folder, then we need to provide the to access that icon double dot slash. Okay, now no need to provide the double dot slash, and then images folder slash PDF file name and PNG, the extension of the file. Okay, and here you can say this this you can say common CSS for all the LIs, anchors, text decoration and color text. Okay, and the background positions. Okay, and background repeat, no repeat. If you didn't say the no repeat, it will repeat entire the whole document. Let's say here, so it's it. So it is repeating up to the LI width.
Okay.
Okay, so here we should say no repeat. So it should be display only one time on the left side of each anchor. Okay, now you can just apply all this same thing. Just you can change the file name and extension. So here the second one is doc images. Here's doc. So let me check the extension of the file for the doc. The file name also different. PNG. Okay. just copy the file name. Let's say like this. Okay, the Microsoft Word .png. The third one is what is IMG, right? Targeting with the IMG. No, here, what is that? IMG, where it is? Yeah, this one. The format also PNG. Okay, so here let's say PNG. And img.png. Let's say here img.png. No, got confused. Here you can say doc, and here you can say png. Okay, and here you can say the file name of img. Okay, and the last one is video. What is that extension? Video extension png. Okay, the file icon on the play button. Like you can say here mp4, and the file name in the file extension, the png on. Okay, so like this you can specify any specific file format, like pdf document, doc document, and the mp4. Okay, or any pdf. Okay, and you can give the path of your image, and then the html also you should mention that the file extension, because we are going to target using the file extension .pdf, .doc, .img, .jpg. Okay, here let's say here, what is the third one for the image? The pdf doc png. Okay, so here you need to say the png. Okay, the last one is mp4. Let me check now. Yeah. Now it is applied all icons on specific format: PDF, Word, image, and video. Okay, now you can apply some more CSS for customizing the icon size and the spacing. And suppose if you want to apply any background color, you can apply more CSS for better look and feel. Okay, our icon size is now the 16 pixels. In the common CSS, you can say here is a common, yeah, this one, and here you can say the background size. You can say the default size is 16 pixels, right? You can say 12 pixels. Now it is decrease of icon size. At the same time, we got some space also between the text and icon. Okay, so like this, we can use attribute selectors. So attribute nothing but your attribute name and attribute value inside of your HTML element. So it can be any. Now I used href attribute. We have a lot of attributes. Like for example, class value. Class is attribute name, and class name is the value. Okay, like this we use so many attributes in our HTML, what we done in the previous classes. So like using all attributes, we can target and we can apply the CSS. Okay, so now it is clear, right? In this, need doubt, any questions on this?
No.
So it's clear, right, Apurva?
Yes.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, fine. So these are some of the, you can say the complex selectors, or you can say dynamic selectors. So without creating like user-defined classes and applying manually in the HTML. You can use some child selectors and child selectors. Okay, last, first, and alternative like odd number, even number, and you can target any attribute selectors. Okay, just you have to mention the tag and attribute name and attribute value. Okay, for doing this kind of applying icon, so in the common CSS we need to write more CSS in this way. Suppose if you write in the common CSS way for this kind of requirement, we need to write a lot of CSS. Okay, so using these selectors like attribute selectors, you can apply directly by writing simple CSS. That is like optimized CSS. Okay, fine. And so tomorrow we'll start that responsive part using the CSS. Okay, fine. Okay, okay. Bye. Anand. Bye.